Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Trump and the way Republicans are looking at his potential sentence and whether or not the punishment fits the crime. It's a question that comes around a whole lot, but normally it's the other side of the political spectrum asking it. And now that question is being asked. I have a message. Bo, I'm an independent but lean Republican normally. I've had people tell me Trump is going to get 10 years for his crime. I'm just wondering if you feel that's just. It just seems like a long time to me. It seems unreasonable. So you have a number of questions in here. Let's start with this, and I feel like this is something I'm going to be saying a lot over the next few months. Trump is not looking at 10 years. Okay, that's the max sentence. It's the federal system. There's points and charts. He's not looking at anywhere near that based on everything that we know so far. Okay? That's not how it works. Okay? But that doesn't actually answer the question. The real question here at the heart of it is, do I feel that long prison sentences are just? No. No, I don't, actually. And not just for rich white guys. I don't think that they're just in most circumstances. The United States has a real issue with locking people up and throwing away the key when they don't necessarily need to. It's my belief that they don't work, that long prison sentences don't work, and that in the absence of long prison sentences, we would have other programs that move to rehabilitate. That alter the standing of that person. And I think those would be far more effective and far more just. Sure, there are cases when somebody is a genuine, continuing danger to society, that separation from society makes sense. But those cases, to me, are few and far between. That's not the bulk of people. So no, I don't believe that long prison sentences are just. There's a whole bunch of people doing a whole bunch of time that I don't really think they need to. Okay? But here's the thing. That's me. That's my ideal world. That's the world that conservatives, Republicans, generally say is impossible. That's not how it works. You can't do that. People don't change. Blah, 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 right? It's the world that is mocked by Republicans, but suddenly they have a pretty keen interest in. Let's talk about not my ideal world. Let's talk about what exists and what was cheered by the people who are saying that 10 years might be too much today for Trump. I want to read you something. I have authorized the federal government to arrest anyone who vandalizes or destroys any monument, statue, or other federal property in the U.S. with up to 10 years in prison. Damaging a symbol, a statue, a monument, damaging a symbol of the nation is 10 years. And this was cheered. That was Trump. 10 years for damaging a symbol of the nation. I would assume that a max of 10 years for actually damaging the nation would fit in line with those who believe that this was just. It's one of those things that occurs more often than we'd like to admit. You look down on people who are in various situations. You kick down on them. And you say, yeah, that's how it should be. Until it's you or yours who are in that situation. Trump himself advocated for 10 years for damaging a symbol of the nation. The fact that he might be looking at 10 years for actually damaging the nation. It's hard to see how Republicans would feel that 10 years for a symbol is just, but 10 years for the nation isn't. And I'm not saying this as a gotcha. I'm saying this as hopefully an opportunity for a little bit of introspection. Develop some ideological consistency here. I don't think that Trump should go to prison for 10 years over this. I really don't. But that's not going to happen. Because in addition to the points thing, please keep in mind, he is a rich old white guy. And he will probably be extended every courtesy imaginable. Now, my question is, do you think that's just? Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.